So, with that, let's move on to our next story, which is all about Kyle Richards' daughter. And there are more information being leaked about, Farah's $1 million robbery worth of items stole during her burglary. This is very, very reminiscent of her mother's burglary in her house. Family heirlooms, things that her grandmother gave her, stuff that's priceless, blah, 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 blah. All of this jewelry and bags broken into in broad daylight. Again, I don't want to sound cynical, but at the same time, it just seems a little reminiscent of Kyle's house being broken into, Dorit's house being broken into, insurance payouts, still having things after that. Who knows? But let's dive into a little bit more of the details that is being spilled about what happened to Farah. But with all that being said, I'm being a little cheeky, I'm being a little sarcastic, but in reality, I am happy that everyone is safe. If this burglary is real or not, because you never know how certain schemes go. Either way, I am happy that everybody is safe and no one was harmed, even if I am, being a little cheeky and giving her a little bit of a nudge. Playful, playful. Okay, so this is from Reality Blurb. It says, Farrah was reportedly robbed of $1 million worth of her belongings, or Farah. I always say her name incorrectly. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm human. It's Farah, right? Farah or Farah? Farah. Farah was reportedly robbed of $1 million worth of her belongings when thieves targeted her Los Angeles home with a break-in last Tuesday afternoon. Days after it was revealed that the 35-year-old Buying Beverly Hills cast member and daughter of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards had been hit with a home robbery, sources have confirmed the alleged value of what was taken along with what the thieves got away with. I mean, that's a pretty quick assessment if you ask me, but hey. According to an April 30th report from TMZ, law enforcement sources have confirmed that the break-in is being investigated by the LASD Major Crimes Unit, and it did not appear that Farrah's home was targeted. Instead, it is believed that the robbery, which took place when Farrah was not home, may have been conducted by a group of South American burglars. You guys, we done heard it all now. So allegedly, the story is her house was randomly broken into by a bunch of South American burglars. At least it's not two scary black guys in hoodies. At least we've moved on from that trope. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, but this break-in gets fishier and fishier and fishier. Is it the same people who broke into her mom's house who called Kyle from jail being like, hey, if you send me some money, you can go to my grandmother's house and get all your stuff back because I'm the person who broke into your house and I kept all of your belongings in my grandmother's house. And now that I'm arrested and now that I'm in jail, send me some money. You can go get your stuff. Because that story made zero sense in the world of sensing. Like, in what world would a person in jail call you from jail on a recorded line? A, how did they get your phone number? And B, wouldn't you just go down to the police station and say, hey, officer, the person in jail block A just called me and told me they had my stolen millions and billions of dollars, my Birkins and my bags and my mother's heirloom jewelry in their grandmother's basement. Let's go get it. Wouldn't anybody in their rational mind do that if that story had any type of sense to it? Kind of like this story. All of a sudden, Farah's home is just sitting there, and these group of South American burglars just so happened upon her house. Come on. The outlet went on to say that the thieves stole sentimental and super expensive jewelry, Hermes bags, designer luggage, high-end watches, and other luxury goods. Doesn't that also sound very familiar? Sentimental jewelry, expensive stuff, all the bags, everything I own. While no while no particulars were given, sources shared that some of the jewelry taken from Farah's home was passed down from her stepfather, Mauricio Umansky's family. Uh-huh. So now now it's the stepfather Mauricio's family's jewelry. They really like to keep it in the family, don't they? They really I feel like her own father was like, "Keep me out of these shenanigans. Keep me out of these shenanigans." And Mauricio was like, "Go ahead. Maybe I can get some insurance money too," allegedly. It was also noted that Farah, whom Kyle shares with her first husband, was robbed of gifts from her parents, including high school and college graduation gifts and a 21st birthday present. As Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fans will recall, Kyle and her now estranged husband, Mauricio, were also robbed of around $1 million worth of their belongings when their $8.2 million Encino home was targeted in 2017. So, mother and daughter just so happened to lose $1 million of essentially the same exact type of items. Uh huh. It was just devastating. I'm very grateful that we're all okay, Kyle shared with Bravo's The Daily Dish after the break in. I keep telling myself these are just things, they are, but it still really hurts a lot. My mom left me these things she had collected her whole life, passed those on to me, and I wanted to pass those on to my 4 daughters. Kyle then noted that everything her mother had left her had been taken. But side note, didn't we see Kyle wearing rings that her mom from her mother after the break-in? Did she just happen to have all of those rings with her in Aspen? Or like Garcelle said, the only she doesn't notice jewelry. It's just the fact that after Dorit's home robbery, she still had hers. Kyle still has jewelry and handbags and is wearing them. Dorit still has jewelry and handbags. Now all of a sudden Farrah's house was not actually targeted, but a group of South American burglars just so happened to know how exactly to get into her house, how to exactly cut off her Wi-Fi, because don't forget, her Wi-Fi being cut off, cutting off any videos um that was reported before. So, and I don't know why cutting off the Wi-Fi would cut off the video. I think wouldn't Wi-Fi only cut off streaming of the video, but not actually the taping of the video? I don't know. I mean, I don't work in security. Somebody needs to call Teddy Mellencamp's husband and ask him this stuff. But I am one to think that if the Wi-Fi is cut off, that means you couldn't stream it, but there still should be a copy of it because I'm pretty sure we had video surveillance cameras before we had Wi-Fi, right? Before the invention of Wi-Fi, we had surveillance cameras. That's why we have footage of stuff from back in the day. Pretty sure, right? That's just me. So this group of South American burglars just so happened to know that this house had millions of dollars of family heirlooms, Birkin bags, Hermes, all this stuff, how to get into the house, where the stuff was, knowing that nobody was home. It just so happened to be the house of a single woman and nobody was home. No dogs, no husband, no big brother, no father, no extra people, and they just so happen to know how and where to cut off the Wi-Fi. Is this the same group of South American burglars who went to Dorit's house and was so kind to her, where they just said, "Show us your stuff," and she went around and she showed them all the stuff and she put it in a nice little bag for them. She even wrapped it up, put it in a little baggie for them, and they were so nice and kind. They left the house and they left her very expensive iPhone or whatever type of phone she has. Pretty sure it's an iPhone, very expensive phone with all of the contacts, particularly 911, just so happened to very politely place it down unharmed right by the gate as they so very politely leave the house. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then we also saw the video surveillance of the alleged robbers at Dorit's house. They were so calm and collected. They were more like landscapers or gardeners or, architects. They came over and like, "Oh, look at this, look at that." Nothing was broken. It wasn't a smash and grab. Nothing, it was fine. Everything was just easy. They just kind of walked in, talked to her. She showed them the stuff, put it in the stuff, and they left her the thing. These are the most friendly, tropical South American. These are the most friendly, accommodating, and also very psychic burglars that it just so happens this group of South American burglars knew all of this about Farrah's house. We have psychic burglars and we have the nicest and kindest burglars. Like people you will rob a person just for their phone. Just for their phone. You will get bopped across your head just for your phone. Walking down the street or you're on the subway, somebody will bop you in your face and snatch your phone. You're going to tell me that people who broke into your house allegedly armed, ready to take everything they had, ready to take your life and your children's life, were all of a sudden just became these angels that decided to give you back a phone that a burglar would typically what? Rob? Right. Right. And my question is this. Why is it when normal, nice people have bad things happen to them, like a car accident or being stolen from, insurance companies will do everything in their freaking power to nickel and dime you and not give you anything, even though they know you are a victim, even they know you're injured, even though they know you've been stolen from. But yet these fraudulent people, they are like, oh, here's your $2.3 million payout. That makes sense. Oh, here's your $1 million payout. Yep, here you go. But when you get your average person out there who actually needs their insurance money, it is like dealing with the devil. They are so nice to you when you get your insurance, but when you actually need it, all of a sudden, it's like it's their money. It's insane. It is insane to me. Where are the police? Where are the investigators? Where are the insurance people? Because this doesn't make any sense. And also, how did the investigators know it was a group of South American robbers? What? What? Where did that even come from? What? It just makes zero, 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 zero sense. Absolutely none. But I will be definitely watching, where this plays out, where this goes. In a couple of months, we'll do a Candy Cave deep dive into the validity of this, house being broken into. And I said it in a previous video, but I'll say it again. To be honest with you, my biggest red flag in this whole situation, it's not that the burglars are South American. It's not that the police are claiming this wasn't targeted, but yet the robbers knew exactly where to get all the stuff. Nobody was home, how to cut off the Wi-Fi. That's a lot of very specific information to say that this was a random burglary. That doesn't make any sense to me. I live in my house and I still don't know how to turn off the Wi-Fi, and I live here. So you're going to tell me South American burglars walked off the street and knew how to do it? Stop lying. That it's the same exact amount as her mother's. I don't know if maybe that's like a certain insurance package cutoff. Maybe it's the $1 million mark. I don't know. Maybe anything over $1 million, it's a different package because you can get different insurance packages. I don't know, but it's alarming to me that it's basically a copycat of exactly what happened to her mother. Pretty much a copycat case. All of that aside, my biggest red flag that there's a fly in the milk, that this isn't right, is how calm Kyle is about this entire situation. Kyle is way too cool, calm, and collected. Farah's fine. We're all okay. Everything's cool. Is she breaking down on her Amazon lives? Kyle literally has a conniption over anything. Having to cross the street, Kyle is having a panic attack. Having to pick her Starbucks, drink in line under pressure. She's having an anxiety attack. Kyle can't make a decision. She can't do anything. She acts like she's so frantic all the time. Like the fact that her daughter's home was broken into and she is so chill, it is to me the same exact way PK is about Dorit when he's like, you don't have PTSD. This is ridiculous. This is completely bogus. Because I think PK is like, but Bubba, but Dorit, you knew we made this up for the insurance money. You knew you were not actually in danger. I had the guy leave your phone at the gate. What's wrong? What do you mean you have PTSD? The scam worked. I paid off all my gambling debts. The insurance company gave us $2.3 million, the exact amount I needed to pay off my $2.3 million gambling debt. I was able to do that. The police aren't investigating. I paid some people off. The insurance company isn't investigating. I paid some people off. You guys, I'm being facetious. This is all alleged. Paid some people off. We're in the clear, baby. Like, why are you pretending to have PTSD? I don't get it. That's the same vibe with to me with Kyle, who literally will eat a napkin if she has to like have any confrontation, being like, oh, she's fine, we're good, and we're hearing nothing about it. Same energy, same vibe. To me, it all feels like the call is coming from inside the house. It's an inside job, folks. That's just how I feel about it. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. It's crazy. It's crazy. Chocolate Chunks' phone equals tracking device. Well, yes and no. People steal phones all the time. All the time, people steal phones. He could have stolen the phone and taken out the SIM card or taken out anything or turned the phone off. You know what I'm saying? Or he could have broken the phone so she couldn't call 911. I just don't think that a robber who she is claiming came into her house with her children and allegedly were armed, and she was fearful that they were going to take her life and her children's life, would leave her phone so delicately by the thing. If I'm a robber and I'm worried about it being a tracking device, I'm going to break the phone. So she can't call anybody. She can't call the police. So I have more time to get away. Or I'm taking the phone and I'm turning it off and I'm going to wipe the phone, factory settings, and I'm going to sell it because I'm a thief and that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, it's all good, Chocolate Chunks, and thank you for being a channel member. No, I just saw your comment, and it was good to play devil's advocate because it was good to like have the other side to it. So I appreciate your comment. It was a good comment, and I appreciate it was good. It's a good point to make. But I'm just thinking like, if I really am this robber breaking into people's houses when their children are sleeping and I am armed, I think the very last thing I'm going to do is leave the person I am robbing their phone to call 911 on me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, oof, you guys. I see everybody in the chat. I can't wait to take my candy cane questions and comments. Put it down below. And as always, you guys, let me know what you guys think. To me, the math ain't mathin'. I think Kyle's robberies, Farah's robberies, Dorit's robberies, there's something not really working with this. I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. At the end of the day, I'm happy everybody is safe. Whether these are insurance scams or not, again, alleged, I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm happy that everybody is safe. So with that, you guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So let's move on to our next story. Let's talk about, what do we want to do? Let's do Trouble in Paradise. So word on the street